Oh, I'm so jealous.
It's honestly, it's great. The weird thing about it, because it's a plane that does these big kind of parabolic arcs, so it's in free fall, and suddenly you're not floating, because actually you don't. It's not like you're in water. You don't lift up, and you kind of go, oh, I'm doing nothing. But you press any pressure at all, you just start going up, and there's nothing to stop you.
So you feel sick.
And so you eventually does get a bit queasy, yeah. It's and there was one guy in English. It was a research plane that they put us on, and there was one guy who I met afterwards, and he was at the back of the plane and he was covered. I met him, and he was covered in vomit. Oh. And what had happened is he was working on his experiment, and he got really, really queasy. And the staff, who were they're like carnies in a fairground. They've been on so often. They're walking around who are all floating. They know it backwards. They got him from one end of the plane, and they rolled him into a ball, and when he was in zero gravity, they just picked him up and they threw him down the plane, and he just floated down the back of the plane, and another one caught him and strapped him into a chair. But he was just, for some people, it just goes wrong immediately. Astronauts do this as well. There is an astronaut who we featured on the television very recently, whose arrival at the International Space Station, I won't say who he was, but let's just say a British astronaut recently on the Space Station, is rumoured to have had a bit of a queasy moment.
The same thing?
Yeah. The first couple of days of it, so it's very confusing.
You never want to be sick in a spacesuit, though, do you?
No, that's a bad place to do it. I don't think they let you into the suit until your body's got used to it.
Got it all out.
Right. Yeah, but I think that initially, because it's easy to clean, because it's there, it's not going anywhere, it's one of those weird things about.
Well, let's talk about the book, because you are brilliant with sort of Professor Brian Coates. You're very good at explaining very clever things to us normal folk.
Yeah,
I think you are brilliant at it, because I mean, I know you have an incredible brain yourself, but explaining it again then to children, which is what this is. So this is Beyond the Sky, You and the Universe. So this is taking it to that next level of explaining it to children.
Yes, it is. And it's basically saying to 7 to 12-year-olds, 6 to 14, whatever who's out reading, is that we need more explorers, and this is how we explore space. Okay. But actually, see, I think the books that Cox write are very serious and poetry about science, and they're really good and well done. But I'll take the easier audience, who are the ones whose hands shoot up whenever you stand in front of them, go, right, anyone got any questions?
Yeah.
And it is a flood of hands go up, like whatever. Usually about the day-to-day of, well, how do you wee, or how do you know, how do you survive? And that's...
Well, you've done this in the school assembly, haven't you?
Well, I've done it in the school assembly, which my own children are, because every time we do a thing like Tim Peake or the eclipse, obviously Daddy has to go in and explain this to the school, and the questions get asked, and it's great, because they're really just into it. It's not a subject, which is why this actually is an easier book to write, because you just can hit them with the fun stuff before they have to worry about learning it, maybe, or...
But also you do something clever when you're explaining how long it takes for this Earth to go around the sun, and it's a year. Have I said that right? And you do it from birthday to... What is a year? Understand the concept of what a year is.
Is the gap between birthday to birthday, and shouldn't that be shorter? And a day is the gap between when you have to brush your teeth. Really have to brush your teeth again? Because the second time, I think, is over the top. There's little things like that. The little thing is the fact that space starts 60 miles away, which people think space is officially 100 kilometres, 60 miles away. So we're sitting in London. Space is closer than the beach.
I didn't know that.
From here, yeah. So the International Space Station is only 250 miles up. And the hope with all these things, obviously the silly hope, is that at some point in 20 years' time, I'll be sitting on a park bench feeding ducks, and a man will walk past in a lab coat, or a woman will walk past in an astronaut's outfit, and go, oh my God, I read your book. And this is the seed that got...
And we're short of these bright new scientists.
We're constantly looking for people in STEM, is a general term for science, technology, engineering and mathematics, and women in particular. More girls into it, like whatever it would be great. We're always looking for people.
However, you had a scientific mind and you went into comedy.
Yes, I did. OK, right, I'm a terrible poster boy for this, because I discovered I like digging for the crowds, and I like the ha-ha-ha, and that ruined all that. So I had a really good career, worked it out, and then gone. Because the minute I stood in front of an audience, boom, right? But I've done the kids thing as well. I have spoken, because I started off weirdly on a kind of a Blue Petery type thing.
Yes,
yes, you did. And how successful were you with the pets?
Well, not really. We had a thing, and the pet clinic was always an awkward one, like whatever. What you need to do is you need to have a pet clinic where you bring on a dog, and then live on air go, oh, this dog has nits, this dog has fleas, and watch the mother off stage go ballistic.
It's not the story I'm going for.
No, there was another dog. They brilliantly thought the dog is pregnant, and would follow the pregnancy through the different stages of it, and tell the kids basically how to look after a dog who's pregnant, and how much exercise to give it, and how much to feed it, and how much to look after it. And then at the end, when all the little puppies are born, we'll have a national competition or like a thing to house all the puppies. And we did it in October, and then in November we did it as well. And then seemed to go quiet in December. And then we came back after the Christmas holidays, and there was no mention of the dog. And I said to the producers, "Whatever happened to the dog?" And they said, "Yeah, the puppies didn't make it, so we've just decided to drop the item, and we're never going to mention it again." Right?
And people still come up.
Years later, people would come up to me in bars and nightclubs, when they were like 20. People would come up to me after gigs and go, "What happened to the puppies? Did you keep all the puppies to yourself?" No, you did. Because they'd name the puppies, we'd show notes of sounds of the puppies.
It's awful.
And we'd really personalise the puppies in
I can't bear it.
interest.
I can't bear it.
Yeah. Oh, this stuff can go hideously wrong, as you know.